We're here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where Samsung has just wrapped up its Unpacked event, and I'm here to check out one of the new products, the Galaxy Watch. I'm wearing the rose gold 42mm version right here. One of the new things is that it has two sizes now, 42mm and 46mm, which was a little bit big on my hand, and this rose gold finish that they brought back that looks very similar to what we saw in the Gear S2. Speaking of that watch, this is really the Galaxy Watch. It's not a brand new redesign. It really feels like a refinement of the Gear S3 or the Gear Sport. This is still Tizen OS with all of the apps and the features that we already know about, like Spotify is on here and you can do offline playlists. The Spotify partnership that Samsung announced today will also probably be available on this watch. There are some new features though. According to Samsung, there are now up to 60,000 different watch faces, so that's a lot more customization options. There's also a new stress measurement feature that will use your heart rate to understand how panicked or stressed out you are, like I am right now. And also, the watch can detect more types of workouts, so it'll be better as a companion for your fitness journey. So let's take a closer look at some of these features. Physically, the Galaxy Watch doesn't look super different from its predecessor. I mean, it is a little more refined, it is slimmer. There are, shiny accents that make it look aesthetically a lot more elegant. But the big difference here is that the watch face sizes now come in two options. Over here in the rose gold is the 42mm watch face, and on the left is the 46mm version. Chunkier, way too big for my wrist, but the 42mm sits really nicely. I also really like that color. And, as is distinctive of the Gear line of smartwatches, we still have the rotating bezel here that you can use to scroll through widgets, go look at your apps, a bunch of other things as well. And it still has that satisfying click at each notch. This is something I've always liked about the Gear watches, so fans of that will appreciate that this is still here, and it still looks really nice. One of the new features here is stress testing, where they're using your heart rate to figure out how stressed out or panicked you are. As you can see, my stress is climbing the more I'm talking about this hands-on. So that's one of the new features here too, is that in addition to tracking your stress, they want to help you calm down. So you can press the breathe button, hit start, and just like Fitbits and Apple Watches have done in the past, Samsung's going to try to tell you to take a deep breath while a circle fills up, and then tell you to exhale in time with the circles on the screen. There's no actual haptic feedback going on right now to tell me when to start and stop, which is something that I pointed out was really a bad idea with the Fitbits. And now Fitbits actually implemented a better system, so you don't have to keep looking at your watch screen. So hopefully this is in the final version and that Samsung will do that. So I completed 2 breathing cycles. Let's see if it helped out my stress at all, which I think there's a back button that I can use up there. No, I actually went and got more stress. So I think this is a nice, relatively accurate indicator of how I'm doing. But you can also tap in to see your average stress level and your current stress level as indicated by the white and green arrows. And I am currently way above whoever wears this watch's average. There's a lot of other stats that you can track here as well. Now, speaking of stats, some of the new features here are also about exercise and workout. You can track way more different types of activity now. So if you're a marathoner or a triathloner, and you switch from running to cycling to swimming, the watch can automatically keep detecting that for you. This is a widget that will show you all the things that you're doing. It'll also recognize and auto-detect up to 6 different types of activity, according to the keynote just now. Not gonna be able to test this out on the show floor either. One thing I can show you is there's a lot more watch faces, and that's one of the new features of the Galaxy Watch, is that it now comes with up to 60,000 watch faces. That's a lot of customization options. And you can go to, some of these are 3-dimensional, and so they're supposed to reflect light in a way that mimics the texture of a real watch, which I'm not sure if you can see right now. It doesn't really appear to be very 3D to my eye either, so maybe we'll need to take it out of this really harsh convention floor lighting to get a better sense for. One of these faces also is called Peaks. It's just cute. It'll change the background depending on the time of day and where you are, so kind of like it does in Gmail and in real life. There's also one called My Day, which will put your calendar events right on the home page. So when you're going to be busy and when you're going to be having a window of time available to maybe take a lunch break or something right from your watch face. You can also use Bixby on the watch, which, by the way, Samsung made a big deal of its virtual assistant here at the event. One of the things that was sort of leaked-ish about the Galaxy Watch was that it might have a 7-day battery. Samsung is actually not going to be able to meet that mark. Its estimates are that the 42mm version will get about 4 days of juice, and the 46mm one will last you about 6 days. Now, Samsung's probably being a little bit conservative with their estimates here because I was already getting about 5 days of average use on my Gear Sport before, and the Galaxy Watch actually uses a processor that Samsung says was designed specifically for smartwatches, making use of some low-power technologies, something about the display panel. All of that technology is a little bit vague at the moment. We will have to wait till we get more information from the company to understand that better. But for now, 4 and 6 days, it's okay. It's not the week we were hoping for, but it should last you a long time. The Galaxy Watch will be available from August 24th, starting at $330 for the 42mm version. The larger one is about $20 more expensive at $350. It'll be available at Best Buy, Amazon, Samsung.com, but the LTE version is also available, and you can get that at your big 4 carriers and Samsung.com as well. So until we get one in to test out, I can't really say how much more meaningful these new features will be. So I'd say stay tuned to Engadget.com for our full review.